Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's DLloyd. So Jimmy Butler, he will be traded this week. Now, the only question is, where is Jimmy Butler ultimately going to end? We know there's a long list of teams who are interested in Jimmy Butler. However, there's only been a few teams that have actually engaged in serious trade talks with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Two of those teams, of course, the Miami Heat, who we are hearing right now, are leading the pack in terms of really being aggressive and really trying to go out there and get Jimmy Butler. You also have the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, one obstacle that you're going to have when it comes to trying to trade Jimmy Butler, of course, owner, they want Jimmy Butler to be traded as fast as possible. They want him to be out of Minnesota. Jimmy Butler, he also wants to be traded as quickly as possible, and he would prefer to get out of Minnesota. However, when you look at Thibodeau, he doesn't really want a rebuilding situation, which means if he's going to trade away Jimmy Butler, he doesn't want back a series of draft picks and a series of future players who could eventually fill that role. He wants people who could come in and contribute right away, because when Coach Thibodeau took the job as president and as head coach, he was under the assumption that the Timberwolves were ready to try to compete and try to win now. He doesn't really want a whole new rebuilding situation, and that could cause him to either get fired or to possibly leave if that actually ends up happening. So right now, Thibodeau's in a tough spot because he has to choose what the owners or what the rest of the organization wants, and that is trading Jimmy Butler as quickly as possible. And he also has his own ambitions, which is trying to win as quickly as possible. Now, when you look at the two teams, like I said, the Miami Heat and the Cleveland Cavaliers, clearly, when you're going by what Thibodeau wants, the Miami Heat are the better fit in terms of who you want to be discussing a possible trade with. When you look at Cleveland, they don't really have anybody that can help you win right now. Kevin Love, he cannot get traded for 6 months after signing his extension. So he is out of the picture. He's not even in the equation of players you can get from Cleveland right now. So if you truly want to win, Cleveland is almost an automatic pass, because there's nobody there that can fill that void immediately, in my opinion, to really help you go out there, because still salaries have to match, and it's going to be tough for Cleveland to really get them. Even though the need and the want for Cleveland to get them is definitely there, it's going to be tough to actually try to pull that off if you're not trying to trade for draft picks. Miami now, they have some pieces. They have a lot of players who are those fringe players, players that could step up if given an opportunity and become a little bit better. And maybe that is the route that you go. Of course, there are still other teams interested. You have the Brooklyn Nets, the Detroit Pistons, Houston Rockets, the Clippers, the 76ers, the Sacramento Kings, and the Portland Trail Blazers. All of those teams are still interested in Jimmy Butler. I think the Clippers is a great landing spot if they're able to bring him in. I think Philly, I don't think they have enough maybe to trade for him, but I think that could be a good landing spot for him as well. Houston don't really like that too much. Detroit, maybe they can somehow try to land him. Of course, you have Blake Griffin in that contract that for Detroit fans, I know a lot of you guys want to move on from Blake Griffin. But honestly, at this point, it's going to be very, very interesting what they end up moving Jimmy Butler for. The value isn't going to be but so high, especially when every team knows that they want Jimmy Butler traded, and they want Jimmy Butler traded as quickly as possible. So training camps beginning for a lot of teams now. Of course, we have the first preseason games slated for Friday, so I do expect this to happen relatively quickly. But as of right now, I think the Miami Heat, I'm in agreement. I think they are the front runners to possibly try to get Jimmy Butler. I would not mind Jimmy going down to Miami, playing with Dwayne Wade again, and kind of seeing where things go from there. But you guys let me know, as of right now, what do you guys think is the best fit for Jimmy Butler? Do you think it is in Miami? Do you think Cleveland can somehow pull off a trade to get him? Or do you think he's still better off going to the Clippers, Philly, or Sacramento, or maybe even the Trailblazers? You guys let me know how you guys feel about that in the comment section below. It's your boy DLloyd. I'm see y'all next time. Peace.